But what does this win actually mean to you?
It's a bittersweet thing. What I would have loved, what I truly, truly would have loved, would have been a flawless system that brought out the win. You would have seen Nigerians out on the street, dancing, jubilating, celebrating, and all of that. But you're getting a mixed celebration. It's almost as if you would have won regardless, or might have won regardless, but somebody stole your joy. And what happened? Prior to the collation, everything was going beautifully. We had a smooth River State without violence was a first. Remember the last time we were talking about it, about how each election we must make sure that violence is eradicated. The beavers and the beavers process and the idea of beavers and everybody coming out and your vote counting and the fact that if there's violence, it will cancel the polling unit, all of those things ensured River State would have an election where you won't even hear a knockout, not a gunshot. And from Abonima, this time the last election, presidential election, did not hold because there were gunshots from the night before all the way through the election. The electoral officers could not come out of the collation office. It was gunshots until a heavy downpour came and we were able to just get them out of Abonima. This time around, INEC officials were strolling up and down, walking with beavers in their hands. Nobody touched them. They were walking to the jetty, coming back and all. Nobody touched them because the process was good. Then elections finished and then we started uploading. And then the upload wasn't going. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And in that time, there are people who are mischievous. When you give them that kind of opportunity, they will take it. And they took it. They started hijacking. Then you saw votes changing and all of that. And, it takes the joy out of a good process. Now, my challenge with all of that is that if INEC doesn't come out to say that they have corrected it, because I believe they work on the correction, but they must convince Nigerians across board that what happened on the 25th will not happen on the 11th, because if they don't, knowing politics in River State and politicians and the way it is, 11th might not be a pleasant time, and that has been my worry. I need for us to be convinced and to convince the people that they can come out on the 11th and there will be no violence.
Okay. I have something maybe later, but...
Okay, so it's good that you ended with the way you ended with the next week Saturday. So, speaking about next week Saturday...
Is it next week already? Wow.
It's next week already. So, speaking about next week Saturday, dates for you and others, bring us to speed with the last minute expectation of what you and your party is doing to woo the people to vote for you.
We did a lot in bringing people who normally would not have come out to vote. We became a human touch, a different aspect. They never used to see politicians come, you sit on stage and talk to them from far. We went into the waterfront, we went into the people, into the market, sat down with them, ate with them, talked to them, heard them, and made them feel that they were part of the process. As a result of that, people came out. For next week Saturday, we gave people hope. We cannot extinguish that hope. For River State to become what it can be, hope must be kept alive. We must. And I almost sense that there was after the outcome of Saturday, it was almost as if somebody took a fire extinguisher and just quenched hope. But the embers, hopefully, is still there. And I began to see on Twitter and co that, yes, people are angry, but they haven't quenched the fire. They're now just looking for where to throw the fire next. Prayer. Don't throw the fire by going on riots, because that's one way. So don't do that. Rather, 11th, come and show your anger back in the polling booth. How do you do that? You let INEC know that we are not going anywhere. We are coming out. You let all political parties know that what we said about voting individuals or choosing and making sure that our choice counts continues. So those are the things that I believe that we need to do. The people's voice was loud on the 25th. It has to be louder on the 11th. People must come out. If they came one before, they should come 5 this time around. Nobody should subvert anyone. Let them come. Let them make their choice.
So your party is ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. 100% ready.
Can a broken glass be fixed?
The glass is not broken. It's a technical hitch. That one, they fix it every day.
No, I'm just asking.
And I'm telling you.
You pick up a glass, you break it, can it be fixed?
No, yes, I used to fix glass. You see the cracks, but part of my work as an architect is to glue things together and all of that. So you still see the scars. But yes, I can put a broken glass back together.
Because it looks like that's the way Nigerians feel, especially after what happened on Saturday. Because that will bring me to this question. Do you think you are in a keenly contested election?
Okay, so you're asking different questions. So let's start with the first one as to how Nigerians feel. Nigerians feel disappointed. They feel that they were led to believe in something, and that thing was taken away from them. And you cannot deny that aspect of it. However, can that be fixed? Yes, it can be fixed. When something has happened that most people don't understand how it happened, the umpire, INEC, in this case, is the one receiving most of the backlash. So it's INEC's responsibility to come out and say, okay, this is what happened. There was a glitch in the computer system. We had promised you that it will be uploaded real time at the unit and all of that. It did not happen. And be open about it. Because you cannot say it happened. It didn't happen. Everybody knows it didn't happen. So you come out and say it didn't happen. And then you explain why it did not happen. Now, it's a glitch. This is why it didn't happen. There's so many software engineers. The minute you tell them why it did not happen, and it is not right, believe me, they will hit you on Twitter and everywhere. But when you tell them what happened and they know that happened, they believe you. Then the next aspect is now you have to give them confidence that it's been fixed. And come March 11, now most Nigerians will forgive you that, and they will come out on March 11 to test it. Please, do not disappoint a second time. It's 2 weeks, but it's 2 weeks to correct an issue. So March 11th, let us correct it. At the unit, upload. Once you do that, then you have restored confidence for the next election. But if they don't do it and they destroy confidence now, believe me, 2027, nobody is going to believe anything. And this happened with card readers. In 2015, everybody believed in the process of card readers. They broke the heart of everyone. When in the court, they just threw away card readers, said that card readers don't matter, it's not in the electoral act, it's not this. So the whole process of card readers plus all the money that was spent was thrown away by one judgment. As a result of that, it's taken 8 years of developing beavers, apathy. In 2019, nobody wanted to come out as a result of all of that. Finally, 2023, you have managed to convince everyone that, you know what, we are ready. You bring everybody out, people have come out, they've come to vote and all of that, and then there's a glitch. Now, glitches happen. But thankfully, it was in the first election. The second election is 2 weeks later. Correct it. Come out and say, okay, we're sorry, we made a mistake, whatever. Just whatever you are saying, tell us the truth. Nigerians will come out on the 11th, but for goodness sake, there should not be as much as a PIN glitch. Things should go rapid, the same way as your credit. If I send money to you, the credit alert, you get it. As I'm debited, you are getting it. So technology exists. That's what we want to see.
Sorry, Omar. So who are you blaming for that glitch? Because you said someone or...
No, I said it. I said it clearly. It's an INEC issue.
So you're blaming INEC?
Yes, for this particular one, right? The glitch happened on an INEC server. Not on a Tonye Cole server, APC server. No, it happened on an INEC server. That's where the glitch happened. Now, people will take advantage of anything that you give. You give Nigerians an ability to take advantage of something that is a problem, they will take advantage of it. And so they've taken advantage of that process, that glitch, to rewrite results. Yeah, and we've seen it. This is not hidden. It's there. They are giving results. You know what happened at the unit. You're looking at your unit result. They're announcing something else that is different. So you know somebody has rewritten the results and people are complaining. So that's a different thing. Now, as far as INEC is concerned, we've done our own. Parties did their own. Let the parties carry what they did to the electoral tribunal and go and resolve it there. No problem. That's what the process is. So that would happen. That's for tomorrow. But for today, INEC has to restore confidence to the people so that the electoral process can continue, not just for March 11th, but beyond March 11th. We had so many young people who did not care about Nigerian elections who began to care. They went out and got their PVCs. Many people voted for the very first time. Old people. I know old people that came out, they had never voted before, but decided that this time around they will vote. Why? Because they believe that their vote counts. Let's not make light of that hope and that belief that Nigerians had that their PVCs would work.
Okay, so I'm taking you to a whole new level.
A whole new level.
Architect Tonye. So, permit me to ask you, how true is this story making the rounds that you were planning to go into alliance with other political parties ahead of the election next week Saturday? Is it true or is it not true?
So what I've always said, and I repeat it, is that my candidacy is a candidacy that cuts across party lines. In Rivers State, right, we need people who are in PDP, in Labour, in SDP, in NRM, in Accord, I don't know how many other, AA, whichever one I haven't mentioned. We need a different type of government. We need an all-inclusive government. You know, that government of Rivers State is so known for, as soon as my party has entered, everybody else, just nobody is talking to you. You're not a part of government. You're not a part of development. You're not a part of anything. We need to change that process. So one of the things that I have said at campaign grounds over and over is that our government is an inclusive government. I need to be able to bring a different type of politics into the Rivers agenda. So we will speak to Labour. We will speak to PDP. We are speaking to everyone. Come, let us form a government. Why? Because this type of politics that we have inherited till today is not working. It's not working. It's killing all of us. Everybody is hungry.
So that's a yes, or that's a yes.
I'm speaking to everyone, yes.
Okay.
What's the response like from them?
It's been beautiful.
What parties have actually...
all the parties I mentioned.
Can you please mention them?
Should I mention them again?
Yes,
PDP,
please.
SDP, NRM, AA, Accord, which one? APC, Labour. The ones I can remember. Okay. We are open. Please, anybody, if you're out there and you're looking for an alternative, different, it's me. Come and talk to me. I'll talk to you. I'm open to you.
Okay.
So you're not in a keenly contested election. That's what you're trying to say.
No, it is keenly contested. Okay. It is keenly contested. It is keenly contested. The main opposition to us is the ruling government. You know, to take out an incumbent is not a joke. Now, the incumbent party of PDP with Wike has a third-term agenda. It's clear. It's clear. Everybody, you don't know what a third-term agenda is.
Nope.
Okay. So essentially, you have a government that is bringing in a candidate. Same as the candidate who does not address anyone, does not talk to anyone, has never, ever, I don't know if he has ever come onto this radio station to speak to Rivers people. Have you interviewed him?
Not yet.
All right. So, doesn't come out, has not done anything. At every campaign, the only person who speaks on anything is the governor. He's the one who is campaigning, he's the one who is speaking, he's the one who is funding, he's the one who are determined, he's the one who is the alpha in that aspect of it. So we're running against an incumbent who is determined that he will continue to exercise authority over who governs the state and how the state is governed. And that's what we're running against. And he's not a fool. He's not an easy person to overcome. It's a challenge. So that is a keenly contested election in itself. On the other side of the equation is me. And we're bringing APC in Rivers State as an alternative to that. But we've also realized that when you're an incumbent with a lot of money, There's an amazing amount of money that should be spent on development projects for the people and all of that is being spent on politics to ensure right now that there's a continuation of a third term. We have to come against that. And for us to come against that, we're bringing the people. That's where the people come in. And we're looking at the people themselves as the voice to come out and say that enough is enough, because they suffer. They know, we're not, the populace, the voters are not fools. They know exactly what they've been going through in the last 8 years. And so we're telling them that we're an alternative. Let us push together. Let us work together, and we'll benefit together.
Okay, so historically, the media can actually pull out some of the stories back and forth, both in the print media and the electronic media. So historically, elections in Rivers State have always been marred by violence. Yes, you can attest to that.
Yep.
We saw what happened last Saturday, and these are fears about the kind of violence that might come up by next week because of the high stakes. Are you concerned? That's one. If you are, what should the security agencies do to prevent it?
I'm very concerned. Very concerned. So, the first thing on Monday, I went on air straight away. Based on what I saw on Saturday, and I knew that if they don't address it quickly, then people would then begin to plan as to how they will execute violence on next week, Saturday. And what's the violence about? It's about hijacking result sheets, ballot boxes, taking over units, collation centers, and all of that.
Well, probably protecting their votes in anger this time around.
But it's not the people. So the people protecting their votes. If people come against you, right, with guns and dynamite and all of that, then what are you going to use? Sticks and so what we have to do is douse that possibility. And what doused it in the first instance was a belief that the beavers would work the way it said it would work. So how do you deal with it? And this is where my concern is. The first person who can address that issue is INEC. And the sooner they address it, the better. The presidential election is over, so it's done. It's now moved to tribunals and all of that, so that's the next stage, which means that INEC is now planning for the next election. But for that election to be successful, INEC has to address the glitch of the last election and then address the confidence and give confidence back to the people. This week, INEC must do that.
So, but what I asked you is, what should security agencies be doing to prevent it?
If they don't do that, then what you have, we always had security agencies. They didn't just start today. There was violence the last time. So security agencies cannot deal with the violence, right, if there's no belief in the part of those who are going to election that if there is violence, it would not work. So let us understand that INEC did something very good in the first instance, which allowed us to have a peaceful election. So they need to go back to it. It worked. And it was working up until the glitch. So if the glitch is the problem, resolve the glitch. Once you have resolved the glitch, then it goes back to people believing that there's no violence, that there's no point carrying out violence. What are the issues with violence that INEC must address? The first aspect of it had always been that if there is any hijack of electoral materials, if you take the electoral officers, if you take the beavers, it will not work. Address that. Then security can come in. At that point, what the security is doing is that if there would always be somebody who would do something ridiculous. But it's now isolated. It's a small number. Rather than when you have the entire state and they are running helter-skelter, we can't allow that. We cannot allow anarchy in this state. We can't. So the security officials should stand with INEC. As INEC is talking and saying that we have restored the beavers, the security will say, now that beavers is restored, if I catch anybody coming out, they're going to be jailed, caught, whatever it is that they have to say.
Okay.
All right.
Listening to you also reminds me of a video you made, because you did trend on Twitter, you know.
I did? Nobody told me.
Oh, man, your team should have told you. Okay, so if your team did not tell you. So, on the day you did trend on Twitter, because of maybe the statements you did make. You made mention of dynamite, if you remember.
Yes, because they dynamited in Asalga. There was this happened. There was shooting, there was dynamite explosions, there was hijack of the ballot box, and also it occurred as a result of this. So, yes.
You also made a mention saying that we know the person.
Yes, we do know.
And it was like you were calling out someone.
Yeah, because we know the person, we wrote the petition, we saw what had happened, we knew who came to hijack the materials.
Who?
In Asalga.
Yes.
Abalama. It was George Kelly. He came there, they brought the whole thing, they did it. There was a head, it was open, it wasn't hidden. So we need to, at the end of the day, you see something starting, you need to make sure that you stem it, you curtail it. It may work for one person, one day, one community, but everybody sees it